Great to have you with us. We're always investigating, and tonight environmentalists in Chicago are celebrating their win in a years-long battle.
It involves a toxic dump site right on the shores of Lake Michigan on the southeast side of Chicago, but not for much longer. Our Jermont Terry is live in the control room to explain the brighter future for this prime piece of land. Jermont.
Joe and Erica, for years, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers insisted that extending this landfill was the only option. But after a lengthy fight, the Corps has changed its position, much to the pleasure of those who say the lakefront is sacred. CBS Skywatch was over this area of Chicago's lakefront today. It's a lakefront view very few see on the city's far southeast side. Just 14 miles from downtown sits Calumet Beach at Cal Park. Steps away from the Chicago Park is an old toxic landfill, which opened in the early 80s.
Initially it was supposed to end 10 years after that, but went on and on.
Fred Bakes and the Friends of the Park have watched the progress of this landfill for years. The organization became more concerned when in 2020, the Army Corps of Engineers proposed putting new waste on top of the landfill.
We have opposed the extension of this facility, this toxic waste dump.
The Army Corps told CBS Chicago back in 2020, this 25-foot extension was essential to place for sediment that builds up in the Calumet River.
We looked at 60 different sites since 2015, alternative sites. The public did not really want us to build a new facility.
What they did was they only looked seriously at 5 alternatives. All 5 of those were in the 10th Ward on the southeast side. What that said is the Army Corps was just going to do its business as usual.
Friends of the Park kept fighting in court. Howard Lerner is the lead attorney at the Environmental Law and Policy Center.
That's just a bad idea.
This week, the Army Corps finally withdrew its proposal to extend the landfill, due in part to the state permits getting denied.
By denying the permits, then forced the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to take a different look.
Friends of the Parks consider this a victory, but the fight is not over. Under a more than 30-year-old plan, the Chicago Park District is supposed to revitalize this land for usage.
I would hope that this can be done by the Park District. We're certainly going to encourage them to move forward with this.
And while they may encourage it, money becomes a key factor in transforming this land, which is in fact owned by the Chicago Park District. Live in the control room tonight, Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
Thank you, Jermont.